Hereford. Russia are in the same group along with Spain, who have just seen Spain demolish Georgia, as many people would have thought so. So the top three teams really in the competition in the same group. So they're going to want to get off to a winning start, but I've labelled the Blind Devils, as Belgium are known, as an underdog, because I think they could cause the top three teams in the league, Spain, Turkey and Russia, plenty of problems.
A bit of history coming here in this game as well. Dorian Cornelius will become the first female player to play as part of these championships in the Belgian squad. So we'll take a look at the standings currently, in fact this is the schedule and the results so far. Obviously neither of these two have played so far. Belgium, then Russia, Georgia and Spain, and you would have to say for Turkey here they could be nice and clear by the time they get into that game with Spain, and maybe make a few changes going into that game. We witnessed Spain knocking in 8 versus Georgia a little bit earlier on, and that is something that Turkey will looking to be replicating in their penultimate game in the group.
Yes, Turkey obviously playing Belgium first up. If they got to a winning start today, they then face Russia, the team that they beat in the final 2 years ago. You'd expect them to beat Georgia, and then the game against Spain will be very interesting. It could be almost those two at the top of the table, who goes through as top, who goes through as second, but I think it's going to be who's the winner will go through, because I feel that a very strong Russian team will be there as well. They'll be playing Belgium in their last game. They've got the game against Georgia next, and then it will be Spain, their third game. So very interesting the way it works out. Turkey versus Spain last in the group, alongside Russia versus Belgium.
Yeah, good result here for Belgium, and having Georgia next might put a different slant on the group a little bit later on. There is the table. Spain's victory, of course, +8 in the column. Georgia with work to do, as the saying goes. Talk to me about Emre Okal of Turkey, one of the main threats in the team.
Yeah, Emre Okal and Sesal Koban, the two starting up front for Turkey, score a lot of goals, and the one thing that they have, again, is good control. And what they do compared to a number of teams is that they push further forward. So they'll be out wide, and the goalkeeper will be throwing the ball long down the kickboards. They will control on the edge of the D and build their attacks that way, rather than running from deep, which we've seen in good effects so far in this tournament. So I'll expect long throws out by the Turkish goalkeeper, but this was, of course, all with the old rules and the old goalkeeping goal sizes. So I wonder if they've changed the way they play. We'll find out shortly.
So let's take a look back at Group A. We've had 2 games already in Group A. Today's game was indeed England versus Romania, the game that started yesterday and ended today. Of course, Germany's 2-0 victory over Italy. And I spoke with one of the German coaches a little bit earlier on, and they were more disappointed they hadn't got a few more goals registered. They made it quite clear they felt they could have beaten Italy by 4, 5, maybe 6 goals, and that is exactly how many England have scored in the end, 6 there. So it puts England in a very strong position. They currently lead the group from the hosts, with France the only team not to have played, but they have a run out tomorrow against Germany, and it's England that had the day off.
Yeah, I still think it will come down to the 3 teams. I think they'll all beat Italy, but I still think it will come down to England, also Germany and France as well. So I think scoring, they wanted to get off to a winning start, they got that. Yes, they only scored the 2 goals, but I think it's going to come down to the clash between Germany, England and France. Who wins those games between those teams, I think it's going to go through to the semi-finals. Of course, the top 2 in each group go through. They go through to the semi-finals, advancing in this tournament, but also qualifying for the World Cup next year.
Now, of course, we always put the pressure on you, Pete, when you're here with us in the studio. You gave us a prediction in the last game. You felt that there might be double figures to be had by Spain. Didn't quite work out that way, although missed 2 penalties late on, which I'm sure you were gutted at. Give me something here that you fancy. As we've said, we feel like Belgium might cause a surprise in this competition. Do you see Turkey running out the winners, though?
I still think Turkey will win. I think it's going to be closer. I can see Belgium certainly getting on the score sheet. They've got plenty of attacking threats. I mentioned Alexander Vesper, certainly a player to look out for. I think that Belgium will get on the score sheet. I think it might take plenty of time for Turkey to break them down. I wouldn't be surprised if they go in at half-time level, but then the class of Turkey showing more in the second half and breaking down the resilient Belgium. So I'm going for a Turkey win, with both teams scoring.
Okay, excellent stuff. The team's not far away from leaving the pitch, actually, just out to our right-hand side. You see the wonderful building behind me and Pete, and again, it's the old railway station here in Berlin. A fantastic feature as the entrance to this venue, a wonderful venue here in a very picturesque city. Beautiful weather all the way today. It's a very contrasting day. Yesterday, Pete, everybody was running for cover and trying to find a dry spot here in Berlin. Today, actually, the sun was just going over the trees that were in your face, so a very limited visibility for you on the pitch, actually, as you went through. So we've got balls hitting cameras and all sorts going off outside. Don't forget, lots and lots of action for the next few days. It's 4 games a day, starting from 11 o'clock kickoffs all the way up to the 7:30 kickoffs in the evening. So once again, thank you very much for joining us here on day 2 of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. So Turkey prediction for this game. We've seen quite a lot of the teams now. Who's your prediction for the tournament overall?
I like Spain when they came into this tournament. I think they've got class throughout the team, and what they've also got, they've got youngsters on the bench. We saw Almar come off the bench and score the best goal we've seen so far, an absolute thunderbolt into the top corner, and he was on the bench for Spain. So I think they've got the squad to win this tournament. Remember, it's a long tournament, plenty of games in hot conditions. I think they just might have the edge on a team like Turkey, but of course they're both in the same group, so they both need to do well to qualify. The Russian team are going to be very strong. I think the winner will come out of Group B, but it'll be intriguing to see who finishes in the top 2 positions.
Well, we can take a look at the 2 teams in a moment on the screen. And, we know that, as you said, 2 hard teams in this group already. Coach John Ball, I spoke to John yesterday, a very confident coach. He still resides in Great Britain, but he's definitely an Englishman, and he goes over to Turkey and does the coaching. And John was saying, you know, these guys they're fresh, they're coming into this very, very confident indeed, and he was just saying that this team, he feels, not only can compete here with these Europeans, but he wants them to start to proceed to compete on the international level with your Brazils and Argentinas and Chinas, of course, as well.
Yes, the one thing that Turkey have got compared to a lot of nations around the world, I'll throw in teams like Iran, is that they've got a complete squad. Just looking at the substitutes there, they've got their captain Uzun on the bench. They've also got Hassan Sateh, who was one of the mainstays of their team in Rio last year. I mentioned Emre Okul and Cesal Koban as well. But it's the strength in depth that Turkey have now got. They've got a really good domestic league. They've got 3 divisions over in Turkey. Many of the countries represented here in the European Championships don't have their own domestic league. They do share, just like Belgium, they share a domestic league with France. But Turkey, 3 divisions.
Yeah, certainly strong footballing culture in Turkey here. We'll take a look at the Belgium squad. Secchi over William Secchi in goal, and well, Captain Dortu got to lead these in, and the young lady we were talking about earlier, Dorian Cornelis, number 6, on the bench for now, but she, I'm sure, will make history at some point coming up.
Yeah, quite a young team. Christophe Eiler alongside Alexandra Vespes, 2 young players for Belgium. But you mentioned Dorian Cornelis, the female player for Belgium. It's not uncommon to have female players in blind football playing alongside male counterparts on a domestic level in club football, but on the international stage, she certainly is blazing the trail for female blind football players.
So the players making their way off the field. There is, in fact, Cornelius at the back of the line there, number 6 on her back, and you can see she is definitely part of the squad. So the team's making their way from the warm-up. Pete, he's making his way from the position up here and going down over towards his commentary position. Once again, this is day 2 of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. Whether you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, a big thank you to everybody who's joined us. How are we doing? Day 2. We're at the final game. 4 games today, well, 3 and a bit after the rained-off game between Germany and Italy last night. So the final game of the evening. And as I say that, let's hand over to our commentators for the evening. Once again, Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby.
Thank you very much, Alan. Here we are then. IBSA Blind Football European Championships. Day 2 coming to an end here. But we are going out very much on a high with the European champions Turkey taking to the field for the first time in these championships against the Belgians, who are well supported here. There are quite a few Belgian shirts in the stand in front of me. And of course, this commentary in English on the live stream, also doubling up as an audio description commentary as well. So access to absolutely anybody wanting to be a part of this match. And what an important game it is as well for Turkey. Spain have set the benchmark already in Group B with that 8-0 trouncing earlier of Georgia. It was a tough second half for the Georgians. It was only 2-0 at the break, but Spain certainly opened the floodgates in the second half of it. Now though, the baton is passed over to Turkey. Responsibility on them to try and show what they are made of and whether their European Championship credentials can be as strong here as they were in Hereford 2 years ago.
Yes, the defending champions Turkey making their first appearance in the 2017 Blind Football European Championships. The two teams walking out onto the field of play. Turkey in all white, white shirts, white shorts and white socks. And you've got Belgium in red and black shirts, black shorts, and also black socks as well. The Blind Devils, they call Belgium, and Turkey, well, nice and easy, they are the defending champions.
And leading the Turkish team out is their goalkeeper in bright green, Rezat Akyan, who is the tallest player on the field, incidentally, as well. So it may be difficult for him to get down low to any shots coming in towards his goal due to his height. Of course, we'll have to wait and find out about that, though. For now, it's the national anthems, starting off with Belgium. So the Belgians in their second ever international championships. They made their debut in Hereford in 2015. They're locking horns with the champions, Turkey. Big roars from the Turks then. Pressure on them to defend their title tonight. This is the first game in their defence of their 2015 European Championship title. A disappointing Paralympic Games for them. They and Spain would feel they didn't really represent the continent of Europe as well as they might have been expected to. But tonight they have the first opportunity to put that right against a Belgium team ranked 28th in the world. And as I mentioned, in their second ever European Championship games.
Yeah, Belgium got a number of youngsters in the team. And as I mentioned with Alan, you got Dorian Cornelius on the bench, the first female, or the only female in this championship. It's quite a common sight actually in domestic club football, but At an international level. She's done very well indeed. And we hope she'll get on the pitch at some point tonight. I'm pretty sure she will. The sun's just setting on the far side, which is actually great news for me and Jonathan because it's straight into our faces. So we'll get a better view. Take the sunglasses off. Toss is being made. And the captain for Turkey, Akyan, looks like he's won the toss, along with Azum.
And it looks as if they're going to switch sides as well, although the Turks are saying no to the official. I don't know if they just say, wait a minute, we're having our team huddle, or they're saying, no, that's not what we wanted from the coin toss. We'll wait and find out about that. But both teams in huddles on the far side. The Belgians have just broken away from that. Big roars from them. The Turks following now as well on the right-hand side of centre. So both sides well supported here. Quite a lot of Turkish and Belgian merchandise on show in the stands. What sort of performance can these 10 players put on between now and the 40-minute mark? We are about to find out. Turkey against Belgium. This is Group B, the final game of the day. A packed schedule here in Berlin. Goals galore, 14 in total. Will it be rounded off with another classic? We're about to find out. So the referee just leading the Belgian number 8, Alexander Vespers, to the ball. Bright yellow numbers on the back of the Belgian shirts. And Jean-Michel Bertinchamp joins Vespers in the centre. And those two will be over the kickoff here and get both Belgium's and Turkey's 2017 Blind Football European Championship campaign underway. The officials just making sure on the far side that everything is correct. I think all the blindfolds have been checked on both sides. The officials just having a chat with the Belgian coach at the far side of the field. Of course, the Belgian coach is Eric Halliat. And the officials also shaking hands with the coach of Turkey, John Ball. And the officials, they're content that everything is in order, not only on the field, but off it as well. Thumbs up between the officials and the goalkeepers. And we are ready to go here between Belgium and Turkey. So, kick-off for Bertinchamp to play back towards Vespers on the right-hand side of the D. Getting towards the byline here, already in his back is Ibrahim Uzum, the Turkish captain. And he comes out on top in that battle and actually wins the first free kick of the game as well, while he does so in the left-back position. And Turkey will immediately get the ball and look to start an attack of their own.
Yeah, good start there by Belgium, getting into territory of Turkey very quickly. You see on screen there is Dorian Cornelius on the bench for Belgium. It's going to be a Turkish free kick deep inside their own half. No one from Belgium currently pressing on the ball. Bringing it forward, number 8, Ibrahim Uzun, who is the captain of Turkey. Good ball down the left-hand side, controlled by Katagulu, who goes himself across the broken line over to the right-hand side, where he's joined by Cecil Koban. He's going to be one of the main attacking threats for Turkey. Just having a bit of a wrestling match with Bertinchamp at the moment. It's cleared by Elder, although that just comes off a Turkish player out for a Belgium goal kick. Adair and also Vespers, two youngsters in this Belgium side. Long throw by Sechi down the right-hand side, picked up by Vespers, who had a really good performance for Anderlecht when winning a tournament recently over in the Czech Republic. Lovely back heel by Vespers across towards Bertinchamp, and those two are going to form most of the attacks for the Belgium side. On the halfway line, now squares it over to the right, and Vespers, who found plenty of space, controls at the second opportunity on the right-hand side of the D. Goes to ground, nothing given, being told to get to his feet by the referee. He's going to get a corner though, and that's the first real chance for Vespers to show that how tenacious he is. Never gives up. He's got really long legs, has Vespers, and sometimes it can look slightly ungainly, but he will bring the ball under control, and all of a sudden, using a lot of leverage on those long legs, take a real vicious shot. Vespes takes the corner himself on the right, goes across the broken line towards the left-hand side, gets out-muscled and pushed off the ball by Koban, who's back and does well for Turkey. Goes himself over the halfway line, just outruns the ball, stops on the halfway line, switches play over to the left. It's behind its intended target, eventually picked up by Kurtoglu, who goes back towards his own goal line, and the referee marshals the ball out of play and says it's going to be a goal kick. Of course, the defence were then told by the goalkeeper, just leave the ball, let it run out of play. Game gets back underway, and Turkey, long throw down the left, crossfield ball once again, this time by Kurtoglu to the far side, and Koban, who's on the right, Kurtoglu on the left. Koban back to the broken line, being forced back by Aldir, who's very slight of frame but uses his arms quite well. Central position, number 10, Koban, edge of the broken line, just loses the ball and then tries to win it back, but it's springing out to defence. It's Bertichon over the halfway line for Belgium. Lovely drag back towards the left-hand side. Goes beyond 2 or 3 players over to the left-hand kickboard. Forced against the board by Koban quite forcibly. The referee waves play on, and Koban gets the ball for Turkey and plays it back sensibly to the goalkeeper, who skillfully plays the ball off the kickboard down the left-hand side. It's number 4, Kurtoglu, edge of the D for Turkey. Again, just loses out to Vespes, and those two will be battling all day. 4 for Turkey. Kurtoglu this time runs out and takes a shot from distance, hits the defence. It was on its way towards the goal. I think the goalkeeper would have had it covered because it was a shot from distance, and now Vespes launches a counter-attack. Stopped though just before the halfway line. He now goes himself, but again stopped by Kurtoglu, who goes past one, goes past another. He's going over to the right-hand side, stops, tries to Marseille roulette, pirouette away from the defence, and it's a backheel clearance for Belgium.
Yeah, Belgium having to do a lot of defending at the moment. The Turks have very much stamped their authority on this game early on. No shots towards the opposition goal, however. And Belgium will start from the back with their goalkeeper, William Secchi, after the ball went out of play. He balls it to the right-hand side, and Vespers tries to skip away from the attention of Aidenez, and a free kick given due to the challenge from Vespers there on halfway. Recep Aidenez was trying to skip away on the centre spot in towards Turkish territory, and it's the first team foul of the match, and it'll be awarded to Belgium. So, of course, the Belgians and the Turks are only allowed 5 team fouls during the game, or each half of the game, before they concede an 8-metre penalty. Just a free kick though on halfway though for the Belgians to defend here, and it will be taken by a combination of Aidenez and now number 8, Uzum. Charges towards the left side of the penalty area, gets past a couple of red shirts, will try and pull the ball back, but it goes all the way out past the byline and out for a goalie ball for William Secchi to take, and he immediately throws it towards the right-hand side. A replay of that foul currently being shown on the screen from Vespers. No harm doing, I don't think. And Belgian team now are up at the other end of the field with Vespers. Heavy first touch from him though, collides into the presence of Koban. Koban and his captain Uzum there, getting stuck with each other on the edge of the penalty area, struggling to clear the ball away. Meanwhile, Vespers is in right-hand side of the area and flashes it into his guide behind the goal, unceremoniously past the near post of Akion's net, 0-0.
Yeah, first real attempt on shot on goal by Belgium. Vespes once again down that right-hand side, causing problems. Here come Turkey, lovely little step over, pirouettes by Kurtoglu, shoots from miles out and goes wide of the left-hand post. Again, goalkeeper had it covered, but gets a round of applause from the crowd, who appreciates shots in any form, but especially from distance. I must admit, I do think in blind football they should be instructed by, as the ball just runs through, out for a restart for Turkey, and the goalkeeper will throw it out once again long down the right-hand side. They should be told to shoot more if they're inside the opposition D. It's going to be goalkeeper restart for Belgium as the throw just goes straight through and past the byline. Adair's just kneels to the ground as the throw goes over his head, off the left-hand kickboard this time, and it's number 7, Bertichon, who tries to pick it up for Belgium. Vespes will come across on the right-hand side, inside the Turkish final third, and who's it come off? It comes off a Turkish leg last, and it will be a Belgium corner from the right-hand side, and Vespes, who's over there already, is certainly going to get involved. The main attacking threat for Belgium, coming over to help him take this, is David Durutu, who's much the taller individual, and he's just going to roll the ball for Vespes. who now takes it from the left-hand side, stops. He's going to dribble straight into the D. It goes straight through 2 or 3 men. The goalkeeper can't come out and pick the ball up. It rolls across the edge of his 2-yard box. And now it's cleared by Turkey through number 10, who comes over the halfway, Koban, over to the left-hand side, straight into Duratu, who's got back for Belgium, who goes to ground. Nothing given by the referee, and the defender's done well. He's going to attempt to try and clear this down the right-hand kickboard. He turns, swivels, and clears it up to halfway. Picked up, though, by Koban, who managed to trap back. And now it's back inside the Turkish D, and it's going to be rolled forward towards the goalkeeper. Just side puts it out to the left, and Adenis, who's really been marshalling defence so far, switches play from the left over to the right-hand side, where Koban has now found himself. Koban hasn't got control of the ball, passes it to himself basically across the broken line from the right, and then runs into the Belgium defence, who's held firm so far inside this first 10 minutes. It's goalless, Turkey 0, Belgium 0. The best chance of the game has fallen to Belgium. That shot by Vespes, that went wide of the near post. Throw out by the Turkish goalkeeper.
Belgian team trying to clear that one away. They've struggled though. It's squirmed towards the left-hand side as far as Turkey are concerned. Then they settle for the corner with Kurbatoglu just letting that roll out of play. So it'll be a corner for Turkey on their left-hand side. The goalkeeper for Belgium just making sure that the Belgian defence are as close as possible in legal terms to where the ball is for this corner. And he'll be taken on the left-hand side. Across the face of goal, the first chance of the game for Turkey there, and it's gone wide off of the foot of Celal Koban at the back stick. It just rolled across the face of the goal. He couldn't get sufficient contact on it around 4 or 5 metres away from the net, and it went wide of the near post. So at the other end, Belgium trying to improve on where they started. They had a bright spell in the first couple of moments of the game, did the Belgians, but that has broken down more and more as the minutes have progressed, and Turkey have certainly got a foothold in this game now. Turkey trying to push for another corner. They succeed as well. Again, it's on the left-hand side, and again, it'll be taken by a combination of Karaman Kurfatoglu and Recep Aydinez as well. On this left, Belgian team have everyone back inside their own area, as you would expect. So Kurfatoglu has the ball, goes for a shot towards goal. It rebounds off Christophe Eiler, and now on the counter charge for Belgian team is Jean-Michel Bertinchamp. He tries to pick up possession on the left-hand side. Coming across, though, very well indeed is Ibrahim Uzum, who tries to hold it in the corner. Rolls across the face of his own goal. Very dangerous territory indeed. Vespers picks up the loose play on the near side, the right, and in the end runs it out for a goallie's ball.
Yeah, that's twice that Turkey have been very slack, really, inside their own third. As breaking down the left-hand side goes Kutagulu, shot from distance into the back of the net. A snapshot from all of 10 yards. He's tried twice from distance, and it's third time lucky for Kutagulu. Beats the goalkeeper for pace, and Turkey lead by 1-0.
Wonderful left-footed strike from Kurbatoglu down the left-hand side of the field. He faced up his opposite number, David Dortu, beaten for pace. And in fact, he was a right-footed effort from the left side into the far corner of the net. Opened his body up beautifully to aim it towards the far corner. Joy from the Turkish bench and on the field as well. The Turkish guy charging from behind the net with his red tracksuit top on towards the celebrations there. Everybody wanted to get involved. But beautiful close control and footwork from Karaham Kurbatoglu. Great individual goal. Opens the scoring for Turkey. The European champions lead by 1-0.
Belgium looking to get back into it straight away. Vespes, right-hand side of the D, goes to ground. Free kick's going to be given, and Vespes is just talking to Francois Coquelin, the referee from France. They know each other well. He's been a player and he's been a referee on many occasions, so they'll know each other. And I think he's just complaining about the foul, but first chance for Belgium to get back into this game. Yeah, lovely skill by Kurtoglu, and managed to score with a right-footed shot down into bottom right-hand corner. Goalkeeper never moved, taken by surprise, but a cracking goal to open this encounter. Really good so far, competitive game. 6 minutes and 40 seconds gone on the clock. Belgium with those 2 team fouls, Turkey now with 1. So it's going to be this free kick from very similar position to a corner on the right-hand side. Just 2 or 3 metres from that corner area, a yard in from the right-hand kickboard. Vespers is standing over it with Ida, the two youngsters. Played it into the wall, and it ricochets away for Turkey on the right-hand side. Picked up, though, by Bertie Schomp, who goes himself down that left-hand side. Adair takes it over, usually in defence, but now in the final third. Adair, edge of the D, left-hand side, gets tackled by Turkey, who can launch a counter-attack. Down that right-hand side, it's Koban. Koban inside the final third. If he can drift inside, this will be dangerous for Turkey. He decides to play it down the line for Kutagolu, the goal scorer. Shoots from an acute angle. The goalkeeper tips it over the top of the crossbar, and it's going to be a corner. Again, another snapshot from distance. This time straight at the keeper, but again taken by surprise and can only parry it over for a corner.
Yeah, wonderful effort once again from the goal scorer Kerpatoglu, this time on the right-hand side of the area. And good reactions from Seki in the Belgian goal in order to save that shot. Corner then on the near side for Turkey, their left. And it's Kerpatoglu on the ball again, trying to bulldoze his way into the left side of the area. He's forced back towards the edge of the Belgian defensive zone. Then he goes back towards the byline once again. In fact, it goes all the way out of play behind that byline. And Belgium will start with Seki in goal. All in blue, bowling it out towards the left-hand side. In an orthodox fashion, Jean-Michel Bertenschamps tries to stop the ball there by going down on his knees next to the board, but it goes behind him, and Turkey can clear away down their right-hand side. The ball diagonally goes low towards this left-hand side now, and Turkey still having possession. A strong challenge coming in from Vespers, but it wasn't enough to win possession back for Belgium. And instead, it is the opposite number 4, Kerpatoglu, who cuts inside on the right foot from the left-hand side again. A couple metres outside of the left corner of the D, and it flashes wide of the far corner.
Thunderbolt for a right foot, the Turkish number 4. Already scored the goal, and he's had 2 or 3 efforts. And as you can see, that one flashing by the top right-hand corner. But with these increased goal size, I'm pretty sure that Skutagolu for Turkey would have been in favour of the extended width and height of the goals, and he used that to great effect already.
So it'll be very interesting to know what the Belgian coach is saying to his team right now, because it's not been a bad start at all from the team ranked 28th in the world. They don't look like a team that are playing in their second ever major championships.
No, many of the players have performed admirably for their clubs recently. Anderlecht won a recent tournament, and it's an improving league they do share with France, so they're playing at a decent level, and many of these youngsters are improving year upon year. And I said that there will be the underdogs in this league, this Group B, should I say, but I think they'll take a few teams by surprise. Very solid team, and we're still waiting the appearance of Dorian Cornelius. There she is, just listening to the instructions given to the Belgium side. But they are facing against the reigning European Championship in Turkey, so they are performing very well. Just that thunderbolt by Kutagolu at the moment, separating the two sides.
So play will restart then, after the officials are happy with the blindfolds on the players being in the correct place. 1-0 to Turkey, 2-1 to Belgium in terms of team fouls at the moment. And play will indeed be restarted with Belgium and their goalkeeper William Secchi. I think there was a substitution there as well for Turkey, with Emre Okol making his way onto the field, replacing Kameram Kerpatoglu. So Belgium underway again. Down the right-hand side they go with the colossal captain David Dortu just over halfway on the right-hand side, trying to tussle away with the substitute Emre Okul. Spins down the line, but the ball goes too far ahead of his teammate Alexander Vespers, and out of play it goes for a Turkish ball. Immediately thrown down the centre of the Belgian defence. Coming away with it is Christoph Eiler. Down the centre, over the halfway line, in fact all the way past the Turkish defence and the Belgian front line into the hands of Rezat Aykut Ayakon, who throws it again down the centre, and this time it does find a teammate. A real opportunity from close range as the shot come in from Emre Okul. It was saved by William Secchi from very close range indeed. And was he outside of his goal area there?
Yep, I think a penalty has been given. Wonderful throw downfield by the goalkeeper. And Akayon spotted his man on the edge of the D, controlled well, you can see here, and the goalkeeper standing on the line, knees down outside of the box, pleads with the referee to say I wasn't outside the area, but whilst he was doing the pleading, he was outside of his goalkeeping square, and that's an automatic team foul and an automatic penalty. It's actually an offence that doesn't happen too often in blind football. It happens every now and again, but so far in these championships we've seen it on 2 or 3 occasions, I think 3 or 4 actually. So a penalty for Turkey to make it 2-0. Another team foul for Belgium. They've got 3 now. Remember, any more than 5 and it would be an automatic penalty kick from the 8-metre line. This is from just 6 metres. Penalty for Turkey. Standing over the ball. Is number 7, Okel. 2 steps back, right-footed, straight at the keeper, good save, stood firm, just dived away to his right, the ball still live for Turkey, right-hand side of the D, drifted inside, chance for a shot, wide of the right-hand post, nearer the corner flag, then the post. Good save by the goalkeeper, but I think that 2-step penalty, which is quite rare actually, got good contact on it, but straight down the goalkeeper's throat.
Accuracy not the best there from Emre Okel. You have to say focused a bit more on power rather than placement, but a big stop from Willian Seki, if not spectacular, straight down his midriff, and he just got the hands in the way of some certain area there to make sure it didn't hurt him too much. These are very heavy footballs indeed. He's going to come back to him in a minute as well, as Okel again comes through towards the goal and collides into Seki, who screams out with a roar of pain as the ball goes out for a corner. The referee just stopping play to make sure that the Belgian shot stopper, who this time couldn't protect a certain area, goes down very much injured.
Yeah, when Okel was running towards the goal there, he just slightly overran the ball, and it would have been told by the guard behind the goal that he's approaching the goalkeeping square. I think the goalkeeper's fine. And then just outran the ball, and at the last minute stretch for it. There the goalkeeper gets to his feet. I don't want to say the goalkeeper went down a bit too easily there, but I think there was a cry of pain when there probably wasn't any, because he's got a big smile on his face. It's going to be a corner anyway. I think he might wanted a foul there. Of course, if you do infringe on the goalkeeper in his area, it will be a foul. But the referee says that was just a footballing incident. I don't think the goalkeeper's too happy about it, but it's going to be a corner to Turkey from the left-hand side. It's going to be Okel once again. Gets beyond 2 men who slightly obstructed him. The ball's live in the D on the right-hand side. 2 Turkish players fighting over the ball, Koban and Okel. And it's going to be Koban trying to wrestle Vespes off the ball. You're going to do well there, Vespes with his long legs. But Okel has done that. Gets the ball, but here comes Vespes on the counter-attack down the left-hand side for Belgium. Doesn't get to the halfway line. And now it's 3-on-3 for Turkey. It's Okel down the left-hand side, tries to get a shot off on goal, that goes wide, and it will be a goal kick. Didn't really get any purchase on the ball, more rolled over the ball with his foot, and it runs out of play for a goal kick to Belgium. Long throw down the left, down on one knee, doesn't work for number 7, Bertichon. He's going to get a second opportunity inside his own half by the left-hand kickboard. Lovely back heel, and then runs around Koban. Great play there by Bertichon. He only advances a couple of yards, but a wonderful individual skill. Possibly he's left his side open on his left-hand side, because Okel gets to the broken line, but well defended by the giant number 4, Dortu, on the halfway line. He's trying to hold off 2 Turkish players. He's going to do very well to win that battle, and the skillful Koban just uses any bit of leverage he's got back towards his own broken line, and he's going to start the attack for Turkey. Down that left-hand kickboard, but there were 2 Belgian players waiting.
They were, and one of them on the ball now is Bertichon on the left corner of the centre circle in the Turkish half. The ball ricochets off the shins of Aydınez, who's not giving that one up as he goes into the opposing defensive zone. Eventually keeping a lid on things at the back is the captain, David Dortu. He clears it up towards the halfway line, looking for Vespers. Vespers trying to beat his man for pace and strength. He fails to do so, though. The Turks very much helping each other out whenever the ball is in a dangerous position, and they work well in the defensive zone as well. A good switch from right to left. The ball now with Okel trying to cut inside on the left side of the area. He's getting very close towards the byline, but manages to curve round in a nice arc shape with Dortu in his back, tracking him all the way. Okel trying to laterally run inside. He wins the free kick due to the tackle from Dortu. That was a battle that was bubbling up more and more as it went on there, and Okal in the end coming out on top.
Yeah, very dangerous position to give a free kick away. Also, if it's going to go against his team, that will be the 4th for Belgium. Referee's gone to the far side and saying that the player interfered with his legs, and it is indeed the 4th team foul for Belgium. So Belgium, 4 teams fouls for them with a good 9 minutes or so to go. There's going to be a substitution for Belgium. Coming off is number 2. It's Christophe Aider. And then coming on for Belgium will be number 9, Kevin van der Boort. Van der Boort, who's a very good player, actually. He's got a hell of a shot on him when he gets in advanced position. It's just a case of actually getting him in that position. But when he's there, he's got a real rocket of a right foot. So it'll be interesting to see him on the field of play. Anyway, they've got to do defensive work at the moment because there is this free kick for Turkey. 8 metres from goal, just to the left of centre. Standing over the ball is number 7, Emre Okal, and also Uzman, who is the captain. 2 Turkish players to the right-hand side. The goalkeeper, again, once the coach behind the goal has been tapping the post, then can't shout or tell his defenders to move, because obviously the players then would know where the posts are, and it will all have to change and start once again. But he's been told by the referee. Now the process starts again. So Okal, number 7, or is it going to be Uzman, the captain, who's going to take seniority over this free kick, number 8. He's got his left foot on the ball, ready to strike or leave it for Okal, who strikes straight at the goalkeeper, who palms it wide of the right hand upright. Good save by the keeper. It was at him, and all he had to do is put his arms out to his left hand side, but he did well. And the first thing he did is A, stop the ball going in the net, and secondly, palmed it out for a corner.
And it will be taken on the right hand side. Emre Okal has been absolutely everywhere so far in this game for Turkey, winning the corner and playing this one short now to Uzum. Back down the line towards Emre Okal. I think they run out of room on the pitch there, and in the end it goes out for a goalie ball for William Secchi to take. So Belgium starting this game reasonably well, but as it's gone on, you have to say they've sort of lost control a little bit, and Turkey have been peppering their defence more and more with every minute. Going down on the far side is David Dortu under the challenge of Emre Oral, who then manages to sort of flip over the top of David Dortu in the end. Dortu is on the ground trying to shepherd the ball next to the kickboard, and then behind him came Emre Okal, who fancied himself at a bit of, well, forget blind football, let's have a bit of gymnastics. He just sort of flipped over the top there of David Dortu as if he was going for a bit of a piggyback. Dortu didn't want to comply, and over the top went Okal and straight onto his back. Nasty looking stuff, but I think both are okay. Yeah,
nasty looking stuff, but it was a free kick given against Turkey there, even though he was taken for a ride. You can't climb over a player like that. You'd have every right to stand up and try and regain his composure and regain himself to his feet, basically. And just because there's a player climbing all over the back, it doesn't mean that you can't do that. So free kick given, but instantly played into the feet of Emre Okal. Long ball downfield, trying to pick out the substitute Van der Boort. And Van der Boort, first task is to try and wrestle the ball off a Turkish defender. He does that, very powerful individual, goes down the right hand side, appeals for a corner, and the corner is given to the Blind Devils of Belgium. Belgium in red shirts with black sleeves, black shorts and red socks, all in whites, are the team from Turkey, the current and reigning European champions, winning the final against Russia 2 years ago in Hereford. Belgium, they're behind here. And also Belgium do have 4 fouls against them. Vespes tries to play the ball across goal. He does so, finds Bertichon, but he's to the left of the D rather than in the centre. Here's Van der Boort, can't bring the ball under control. Takes a swing at the player as well. It's back down to the right corner. Turkey try and clear their lines. Van der Boort using his size to get between himself and the ball. Just pushes the defender Ideas off the ball. Now it's with Vespes, central position, broken line. This is where Belgium will want him. Over to the left-hand side, and Bertichon by the left corner. Bertichon against the kickboard. He's got Vespes in a more central position if he can find him. He tries to scoop the ball over to Vespes, who eventually hears the ball and now moves over to the right-hand side. Once again, he needs to be more central for Belgium. Van der Voort inadvertently gets in his way. Vespes now has a slalom run from a central position past the broken line. Only one man to beat, but a great tackle by the Turkish defence. Struggling to just clear the ball at the moment. Bertichon from that left-hand side, more central now. Looks like he was pushed off the ball, nothing given. Van der Voort tries to get involved as well. He goes back towards the halfway line, using the kickboard well. Van der Voort just eases himself away from Koban. Central position inside the centre circle. A pirouette away from the number 10 of Belgium, who fights back and not only clears his lines but plays it down the left-hand side for Okel. Could be a counter-attack here for Turkey. Inside the D, left-hand side. Okel goes to the ground. His shot takes the deflection, and it's going to be a corner for Turkey.
A bit more of a sting in this game now, Pete. The introduction of the number 9, Kevin van der Voort, has really injected new life into this game. A physical presence up front for Belgium is perhaps what they were missing in the first few minutes of this match. Turkey, of course, have got a lot of physical presence themselves in the form of Emre Okul and Ibrahim Uzum. Corner then on the left-hand side for the Turks now, and stood over it is Emre Okul, the number 7, and behind him is Recep Aydınez, who's going to lay the ball off. So, number 7, Okul, coming round with it in that arc shape, dead centrally, goes for the shot now. The ball was just too far in front of him. He took a swing at it, and it swung wide of the left-hand post of William Seki's net. And there will be a substitution now for Turkey. So leaving the field is Salal Koban, the number 10, to be replaced by number 9, Erkan Bayraktar. So another stocky figure coming onto the field of play for Turkey. They're not the quickest side, but they certainly have technical ability. They have a very strong shot, and they have a lot of physical presence as well. And that is why they are European champions, coming here with a 1-0 lead at the moment in this first half of the game. Trying to make it 2. The ball just trickles all the way out of play for a Belgian ball. William Seki once again throwing it over his head with 2 hands down the left-hand side. It bounces a couple of times before rolling over halfway. And now it's number 9, Kevin van der Voort, with it. He attracts the attention of 2 white shirts around him. He's forced back, then goes for a bit of a swing at it, and a swing is all it was towards the goal. Yeah,
it counts as a shot on target, but the goalkeeper could have easily fell on that and just bent down and picked the ball up. That's the one thing that's splitting the 2 teams, as the ball rolls towards the other end and out of play for a goal kick to Belgium. It's the fact that Belgium haven't really had any efforts on target as yet. A few chances for Vespes on the right-hand side. Long throw out to Van der Voort, who's really caused chaos so far for Belgium inside their final third. It's what they needed. There's room on the right-hand side if he can find Vespes. He needs to find the ball again. It's on the halfway line. Now he finds it back inside his own half by the left-hand kickboard. But plenty of men back for Turkey. Very well organised on the Turkish side. Coming over to the right-hand side for one of the first times in the game is Bertichon. Bertichon once again, 7 versus 7, but Okel comes off better for Turkey. It's quite scrappy inside the centre circle. No team really coming out on top in the last few minutes. And Vespes has been pushed into the left-hand kickboard. Very heavy challenge there by number 9, Bayraktar, who's just come on the field of play. Just hurt his arm there. His left arm is Alexander Vespes. That's going to be another team foul for sure. And a free kick to Belgium inside Turkish territory, only by a matter of yards, by that left-hand kickboard. But they need to be inside the Turkish half. They're not going to score from inside their own half. 3rd team foul for Turkey, so it's 3 for Turkey, 4 for Belgium. And it's going to be taken by Vespes himself, who was fouled. Squares the ball over to Bertichon on this right-hand side by the broken line. Just doesn't control the ball, and the Turkish players will swarm around that, but Bertichon does very well. Wins the ball back for Belgium on the right-hand side. Again, out-muscled by the Turkish defence. It's down by the corner for Belgium. Bertichon trying to win the ball back. The Turkish defender has been told it's not going to run out of play. It's now inside the D, and that's going to run out for a goalkeeping restart, although the goalkeeper has been told he can't. Referee has stopped play. It's going to be a substitution for Turkey, so it's for his own side. And also, I think there's going to be a substitution for Belgium. Although, no, Alexander Vespes coming over to the near side, and it looks like he's just going to have a check of his eyewear. Here comes the substitution for Turkey. So coming off is a number 2, and that's Recep Aydeniz. He comes over to the near side, and coming onto the field of play for Turkey will be number 11, Hasan Satay, who's been part of the Belgian side for a while now. I remember watching Satay in the Paralympic Games last year. It's just a slight delay as well, one of the players just doing his show up. But Satay, an attacking force for Turkey, very strong side. I mentioned in the warm-up just beforehand the pre-match build-up with Alan March in the studio. That's the Turkish bench is very strong, as you'd expect for the defending European champions, winning by 1-0 in the final against Russia 2 years ago. So they're looking to defend their title. Long throw out by the goalkeeper, and it stopped on the edge of his own D by Vespes. It's a real part of the Turkish game, these long throw outs. Couldn't find Satay. Here comes Bertisham though, straight down the centre, over the halfway line, past 3 players, shot from distance, spilled first of all by the goalkeeper, who gathers at the second attempt. Long throw down the left-hand side to try and find the substitute Satay, who controls well, edge of the broken line, stops towards the centre, and then just slips over the ball, gets the ball back under control, still inside the Belgium half, squares the ball over to the right-hand side, and 7, Okal, who stops it from going out of play. Back to the broken line, here goes Okal, central position, on his right foot, chance for a shot, into the back of the net, past the goalkeeper on the left-hand side. Number 4, Dutu for Belgium, bangs his fist in anger, but a great goal by Okal. But I have to say, it was initially great control by Satay on the left-hand side. Again, from a long throw out by the goalkeeper for Turkey, who lead now by 2-0.
I think the goalkeeper is very disappointed with that one, because it's more or less straight at him. Willian Seki just comes off the right-hand side of his arm and goes into the back of the net. And meanwhile, the captain, David Dortu, as Pete mentioned, is slamming the ground so hard on the floor well, the Turkish trainer busts past him and celebrates with the rest of his teammates. That second Turkish goal. Turkey have looked more threatening. It's been a tight game. A lot of the ball has been in the centre of the field. However, Turkey have taken their opportunities, and Belgium nearly ready to up their game. They have the ball just outside the edge of the penalty area. A real tussle at the moment with the big number 9. Van der Sport, he can't get a sufficient shot in towards goal. It comes off him last, and towards the Turkish stopper. Up towards the other end of the field it goes. A slight hesitation from the Belgian defence, and a third goal for Turkey in the process, as Hasan Satay gets 2 quick-fire goals for the reigning European champions, who are certainly beginning to show exactly what they are made of now. A beautiful bit of control from Hasan Satay, managed to hold off David Dortu before turning on the outside onto his right foot on the angle and slammed one into the top right corner of Willian Seki's net. It is Turkey 3, Belgium 0. Exquisite control, and how about that for an accurate finish? And still the trainer behind the goal, half trainer, half cheerleader, running away and celebrating with the rest of his Turkish teammates for a third time here. And Belgium really need to up things now. They haven't done anything wrong really in this game so far, but Turkey have done a lot right.
Yeah, Van der Sport inside the centre circle for Belgium. Lovely back flick over to the left-hand side to try and find Bertisham. He does so inside the final third. Bertisham stops it from going out of play for a goal kick and wins himself a corner on that left-hand side. And if Belgium are going to get back into this game, I think they'll need a goal before the half-time whistle sounds. So it's going to be a corner from the left. Going over to take it with Bertisham is the Giants, number 9, and that's Van der Sport. So 4 minutes to go in this first half. Turkey, the defending champions, leading by 3-0, and Belgium with this corner from the left. Van der Sport, who has a rocket for a right foot, is going to take this, move into a more central position, a yard outside the area, and a Turkish player just jumps in front of him, who's putting his body on the line for his side, but it's with his fellow number 8 now, Vespes, just loses control of the ball on the outside of the D. Turkey try and clear their lines, hits Vespes, and now goes into the arms of the goalkeeper, who throws quickly downfield, and up front is Satay. Can he control this? Yes, he can, and he's wide of the left-hand post. Good goalkeeping there on the edge of his D. But again, Satay staying up front for Turkey, hanging around the D. There's going to be a substitution for Belgium, and the goalkeeper picks him out with a long throw. And once again, the goalkeeper, making a good save, but that tactic of leaving a man up front for Turkey is really paying off.
So coming off now is the big man, Kevin van der Sport, who has certainly changed this game since he came on, added a whole new dimension to it. He's being rested for now and replaced by Syed Salak, who deputises in this tournament. Corner for Turkey on their left-hand side, away to our left as we look here from the commentary position, opposite the substitutes benches. And taking this one, 2 Turkish players around the ball. And coming away with it will be Hassan Satay. I think he runs out of room though, gets a deflection off a Belgian shin, and it will be yet another corner on that left-hand side.
Yeah, goal scorer of the third goal, Satay, out of a right foot, finish into the top corner. He's been brought on to stand up front and receive these long throwouts by the goalkeeper. So the corner once again by Rektar, who's now on the field, number 9 for Turkey. Got plenty of men up there, as you can see on screen if you're following this live stream, wherever you are in the world. Good evening. There's going to be a timeout called by Turkey. So Turkey timeouts. They're leading by 3-0 with only less than 4 minutes now of this first half remaining. And you can have a bit of a recap of this first half. Goals by Kuzugulu, who peppered the goal from distance early on, and then one of them found its way into the back of the net. Second goal by Emre Okul from the right-hand side. And then Satay really showed off the Turkish tactic of leaving men up front, trusting the defence to do their job, and then when the goalkeeper has it, or one of the defenders, clear your lines down the kickboard, and then players can pick the ball up deep inside the Belgium territory and get a shot off on goal with the defence up in attack. And it's really worked out for Turkey so far. Belgium have played well.
It's been a physical contest as well, this one, Pete, and Alexander Vespers not currently talking to the cluster of his Belgian teammates currently congregated on the far side, as we see there on the screen. He's actually getting strapping administered to his right knee by the physio, so he looks as if he's okay to continue, Alexander Vespers, but for now he and his team will be defending this Turkish corner, and Turkey trying to get a 4-goal lead, which would be more than what Spain got in the first half against Georgia. And really, there has not been that much separating these two sides in terms of territorial advantage, but it's all about putting your chances away, and Turkey have done brilliantly at that.
Yes, they've got a really good shot on target ratio, and even the ones that have gone wide have whistled by the uprights, especially early on, where Kutugulu, who's off the field at the moment, really peppered the net. So Bayraktar takes it short to Okal. Okal versus 3 Belgian defenders, and the Blind Devils of Belgium, they bring the ball out, but tackled back by Okal on that left-hand side. Referee's blown his whistle. I'm just waiting to see what he signifies here, whether it's going to be a free kick or even a drop ball. Looks like Turkey will have this free kick. Referee goes over to the near side, saying a foul caused by Bertie Schomp. It's the first foul by Bertie Schomp. So it's a personal foul. Doesn't go against Belgium. They still remain on 4 team fouls. So just the personal foul against Bertie Schomp. But it's importantly means a free kick for Turkey. Just outside the D by the kickboard on the left-hand side. Number 11, Satay, scorer of the 3rd goal, is going to receive this ball. And we know what kind of right foot he has. He's already found the top corner once. 2-man wall. We're right behind from our commentary position here. Satay from distance goes more central position. Chance for a right-footed shot. Comes off the defender. And Turkey still have the ball on the halfway line through Uzum. He's being forced back into his own 3rd. The ball's going to run out of play for a corner, but he just taps it back to the goalkeeper, who will need to clear it quite quickly. He does so. Side foots it ball down the left-hand side for Satay, who stayed forward towards the corner. He's been forced against the wall, and the ball runs out of play for a goal kick to Belgium with only a few minutes to go in this first half. They'll need a goal to really change whatever team talk is being prepared currently. Down on one knee, controlled by Bertie Schomp, who goes to ground. Free kick for Belgium in an advanced position around about 10 to 12 metres from goal. This is going to be a foul and a team foul, I'll imagine, for Turkey. Quite obvious what the decision's going to be. Here we have a lovely replay. We can see Bertie Schomp going down on one knee to try and control the ball. Does so. It's the second personal foul by the captain, Ozum, and the fourth for the team. So free kick for Belgium. Really good opportunity. 4 each now in this first half. Only a couple of minutes to go. Standing over the ball, it will be the substitute, number 3, Said Salek, one of the older members of the Belgium team. Salek got Vespes over on the right-hand side of the D, number 8. You can see there on screen, completely on his own inside the D. Salek shoots wide of the right-hand upright, and a goal kick to Turkey.
2 minutes of this first half remaining. Turkey 3, Belgium 0. Turkey have the ball with their goalkeeper Akion. Throws it right down the heart of the Belgian defence and asks them some very serious questions there. David Dortu eventually managing to provide an answer by momentarily clearing it away from the edge of his own penalty area. The tussle is on though on this left-hand side towards halfway, and the very industrious Hasan Satay trying to keep possession. He concedes it though, and inside the Turkish half it goes with Alexander Vespers, trying to turn on a sixpence away from the tenacious Bakarata. And he then puts it down the line for Satay, who comes down the centre now. He's got 2 Belgians in front of him. He switches it out towards the right-hand side, and Okal tight to the kickboard. Midway in the defensive zone as far as Belgium are concerned. Okal plays it back out to the left-hand side. Good communication between him and Satay, who has the ball now. He's faced up by the number 3, Salek, for Belgium, who eventually can clear it away via Bertenschamp. But now he gives it away on the edge of his own centre circle. Satay trying to punish them here. Into the area he goes, and he certainly does. A wonderful right-footed shot from Hasan Satay records Turkey's 4th goal of the game, his 2nd goal of the game, and surely Turkey have answered any doubts about their European defence of that title now, with a 4-0 half-time lead over Belgium.
Yeah, Satay off the bench. I mentioned in the pre-match conversation with Alan March that I was surprised that Satay wasn't on the field. 2 goals for the substitute Satay just before half-time. 4 goals to 0. The defending champions lead, and, well, the shoulders have slumped on the Belgium side. Once again, David Dortu, very expressive in the defence. He's banged his fist on the floor after the 3rd. He holds his head in his hands after the 4th. And the Belgians are up against it, but here comes Vespes down the left-hand side. He for one. Lovely Marseille roulette on the edge of the D, and a right-footed shot into the arms of the goalkeeper, and he will definitely not give up. Alexander Vespes. Here come Turkey though, once again down the right-hand side with pace, and Okal goes to ground. Very good tackle back by Bertichon. Plays the ball up towards Vespes. That's going to run out of play for a restart for Turkey. A couple of their defenders just getting each other's way. Long throw out expected for Turkey. Long throw downfield to try and find Satay. He's on the edge of the goalkeeping square, and he's gone straight through to the goalkeeper. Good call there by the goalkeeper, and also well done to Satay there for not swinging a boot when the ball was in the hands of the goalkeeper. Very well prepared set play there for Turkey. Up to Vespes inside the final third. Shot on goal is wide of the right-hand post, but at least here come Belgium once again, having shots on goal from distance, but failing to get them on target.
And they're forced to long-range shots as well, Pete, and I think that just sums up how well balanced a team Turkey are. 4-0, you'd look at the scoreline, you'd say what a performance from the offensive players, but the way they've defended as well, Turkey, has been superb to a man, and they have a chance now to cap off a fantastic first half with a set piece on the right-hand side and the possibility of a 5th goal as well. As ever, the Belgian goalkeeper William Secchi is just going to his defenders and telling them exactly where to go in order to defend this Turkish corner. Of course, around 3 or 4 metres the Belgians have to be away from where the corner is being taken by the Turks on that right-hand side in the all-white strip. So on the ball now, a shot comes in, left-footed, low and wide from Ibrahim Uzum, the Turkish captain. And Belgium will start what will be their last attack of the half here, inside the final minute. It's thrown down towards the left-hand side. The ball is eventually cleared away by Turkey and Ibrahim Uzum, and that will be the last action of what has been a thoroughly convincing first half from Turkey, leading by 4 goals to 0 at the interval against Belgium. You have to say the first goal coming from Emre Okal was not exactly with the run of play, but after that, quick fire goals from Hasan Satay, Karim Kerpatoglu, And Satay managed to get a second as well. Bear in mind, William Sechi in all of this managed to save a penalty to stop the scoreline being any higher. But the Turks, the defending European champions, have certainly come here, set their stall out and stamped their authority on this tournament already on day number 2. An impressive performance from them then at the half-time break here in Berlin on day 2 of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. It is Turkey 4, Belgium 0.
So 4-0 at half-time. You've got to say that for a large part of that it was 1-0, and you kind of felt that that might be how it stayed. The Belgian team were happy, and all of a sudden they found themselves 4-0 down at half-time.
Yes, 4-0 at half-time. Well, I said it was going to be tight up until half-time, but really once the floodgates, once the first goal was scored, the floodgates really opened. But I did mention that long throw-out by the Turkish goalkeeper. It was employed in the Olympic Games, the Paralympic Games last year, and the long throw-outs has caused all sorts of trouble. Satay came on, standing virtually next to the goalkeeper, receiving the ball from the goalkeeper, other end of the field, turn, and a couple of goals.
We were noticing a bit of spin on the throw-outs from the goalkeeper as well. That might be an attack. Let's take a look at the highlights of the first half then.
Yeah, first goal scored, Kutagulu. A really good effort there into the back of the net from the right-hand side. He'd already peppered the goal with a number of long distance, and you can see there his teammates really enjoying that shot and goal. Again, he's peppered the goal from distance before that first goal for Turkey. And then the second, the third and the fourth followed on. Here you can see Kutagulu, who actually went off the field after this goal from that left-hand side. And once again, shots from distance, really peppering the goal. But this time connects well, even though the ball was quite far in front of him. Goalkeeper taken the gas really by the distance from the shot, and also the fact that the ball was so far in front of him, and you can see a shout and a cry by the goalkeeper when it went to the back of the net.
Our coach, well, the guy behind, absolutely ecstatic, running onto the field to celebrate. That's good to see from a spectator's point of view, and people at home watching as well. Those guys behind the goal, just as important in this team.
Yeah, it happens with most of the teams that when a goal is scored, the guy will actually run and actually get involved because of the efforts and the input he has or she has from that goal. She or him might have actually said to the player, shoot here. And as you can see, the second goal by Okel, lovely play, drifts in from the right-hand side, stops, goes back on his favourite right foot, and again, beats the goalkeeper, this time to the goalkeeper's right-hand side.
You mentioned Satay at the beginning of the programme, and you were absolutely spot on. He came on in this first half, and you felt like he really just turned it up a little notch.
Yeah, in the first half they used Cecil Kopan and also Okel out wide, but they were standing more nearer the halfway line than the opposition broken line. They brought on Satay, and he basically stood on the edge of the Belgium area every time the goalkeeper for Turkey had the ball. A long throw downfield to Satay, controls the ball, and he can turn on the sixpence, and he's got a really good right foot as well, and we can see that from the third and the fourth goals.
You talk about goalkeepers in training, in football in general. They say make yourself as big as possible. Unfortunately, they said he made himself as small as possible, and the ball bounced off his right arm and into the back of the net. Different style of goalkeeping, of course.
Yes, definitely. There's Satay scoring the third, receiving the ball from a long throw out, getting the ball under control, and actually going back to the edge of the D, turning. He knows he's got the power to beat the goalkeeper. And again, the fact that the goals are a lot bigger, they've been extended, again, 66 centimetres wide, 33 higher, but he turned and just get the ball high, get a lot of power. Goalkeepers are naturally going to go down, and anything high with pace, they've got a good chance of beating them.
Yeah, anybody new to playing football, they've just seen a quality piece of football. He's turned Satay there, facing with his, in fact with his back to goal, has managed to get the ball from underneath his feet, make the turn, beat the defender, and then not only that, he's beating a sighted goalkeeper, let's not forget, with that one turn, keeper unready. It was so quick the turn, right in the top corner. What a finish.
An absolutely fantastic finish by Satay, and he did it once again. A prime example here, Satay getting the ball from a long throw out, dribbles towards goal, and then beats the goalkeeper, who will be disappointed with that. I think it was going to be, I think the goalkeeper thought it was going to be a more powerful shot, so I think he was going to think it was going towards him, spread himself, but the ball slightly sliced off the right foot of Sate, and it nestled into the back of the net. Here's a fantastic angle where you can see Sate will get the ball on his left foot, drag it back onto the right-hand side, his favourite right foot, and then he'll take his shot at goal. He's in a more central position, so he knows get power on it, slightly too far, just slices off the toe of his boot, but it beats the goalkeeper into the side netting. It'll take a good goalkeeper to stop that.
Hardly any backlift from Sate in that second one as well. We've seen the goals from this game. In a little while, we'll take a look at the fixtures that are coming up tomorrow. Pete, let's just talk about the blindfolds and the gauze underneath there. Tell us a little bit more about those.
Well, every player's got the gauzes underneath for safety, and as well, so it's a level playing field. It's a B1 sport, so everyone needs to be at B1 level. So if you're B2 or B3, different levels of visual impairment, then the gauze and then the blindfold on top means it's an even playing field for all players. Obviously, the goalkeepers are sighted. There is a coach or a sight behind the goal, and they will be an advantage for, in an attacking sense, tell you where the goals are. They will tap during play and also during free kicks as well. Left-hand post, crossbar, right-hand post. So for a free kick or a dead ball situation, the attacking players will then know where the goal is. But every player needs to be on the same level. That's why they have the blindfold, and most teams as well will have some kind of padding in front as well, because collisions do happen. Obviously, players need to be shouting void at all times to let themselves, let other people and also teammates know where they are. If they don't shout void, then they'll give away a free kick, but they do need also that support on their heads, because accidental collisions will take place.
Okay, so let's take a look at the standings so far in Group A. So Romania have already suffered at the hands of England. 6-0 defeat. Germany victorious over Italy 2-0. England look very good.
Yeah, they were very good. It was a slightly slow start for England against Romania, who qualified in the qualification tournament in April. But England 6-0, they'll be happy with that. They were happy that they've got over an obstacle of Romania. They will expect to beat them. There's not only the expectation of getting 3 points, but by scoring a number of goals. I think they'll be happy for that 6-goal win. Germany 2-0 victory over Italy on the opening game, which obviously played on 2 days because of the thunderstorms last night. And they'll be looking to progress further in this tournament. Romania, I'm afraid, are up against it in Group A, just like Georgia will be in Group B. But England, Germany and France, for me, it's those three to try and fit into the top two.
Okay, Italy, Romania tomorrow, France, Germany also tomorrow at 1:30. They're our first two games tomorrow. Let's take a look at Group B. The current game that's taking place is in Group B. Georgia suffering that 8-0 defeat a little bit earlier on against the Spanish team, who as 7-time champions would like to think they can come here and put in a shift that takes away the European title as well. But a younger team from Spain. Some say they've got a long way to go to live up to some of the historic players in the Spanish blind football team. Is that fair? Yeah,
Spain were world champions in 2010, and of course the World Cup will include the likes of Brazil and Argentina and the South American countries. So they've got a really rich heritage. 7 times European champion Spain, 8-0 victory in the first game against Georgia, who are up against it in this group. And again, I think it's very similar. Spain, Turkey and Russia, they're going to be the 3 biggest teams going for the top 2 positions. Belgium, I think they're going to give one of those 3 teams a real fright. I know they are behind here against Turkey, but I think when they play either Russia or Spain, they're going to cause a few problems for those, again, big 3 teams. I think, again, it's 3 going into 2 positions at the top.
Well, Pete's got to make his way back over to the commentary position. So, as you can see in the background, the Turkish team getting themselves back out, and, well, they'll be eager to maybe add some more goals. Now you can see the bottom right, the Belgian team being led out by their goalkeeper. The goggle checks taking place once again as well. And what's coming up tomorrow? Well, first off, at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, it is Italy versus Romania. The Italians being beaten by Germany in the opening game of the tournament. Romania being comfortably dealt with by England in the second game that we've had here in these championships. We're just about ready for the second half, so let's hand back over to Jonathan Bell and Peter Selby.
Thank you, Alan. Dusk has descended in Berlin. The second half about to be underway between Turkey And Belgium, with the reigning European champions, 4-0 up from the first half, and a very comprehensive display as well from the Turks. Doesn't look as if there's been any changes at the break from either side. So the same outfield for both teams, and the same goalkeepers as well. Turkey in all white, kicking from left to right as we look from our commentary position opposite the officials and the dugouts. Belgium with their red tops, black sleeves, black shorts and red socks. Ball immediately going out of play for a Belgian ball. William Secchi will take this one. Of course, he saved a penalty in the first half to keep the arrears just down at 4. He throws it down the left-hand side, looking for Bertinchon, who scurries down that left corner. Good interception coming in from Uzum, who concedes the corner. Pretty reluctant to do so, but he had no other route really out there to clear the ball away efficiently. So it will be a Belgian ball in this left corner. Just the sort of start that their manager, Eric Halhart, would have wanted. Stood over the ball is Jean-Michel Bertinchon, who has the ball now, shoots from a tight angle. It's saved by the goalkeeper, Agnon, down low to his left-hand side, and he immediately bowls the ball down the heart of the field. Running down the left-hand side now is the number 5, Emre Aslan for Turkey. Switches it towards the right-hand side, but picking up the ball is Bertinchon, who switches it from left to right, just over halfway. Vespers runs past the sound of the ball, but manages to retrieve it on halfway, just inside his own half. Threads a nice ball forward as well for Bertinchon. It's a difficult opportunity for him to turn away from Uzum, the Turkish captain, because he's such a physical presence, but he does well. Bertinchon stabs one towards goal, and it rolls behind of the left-hand upright of the Turkish net. Bright start from Belgium, still 4-0 Turkey.
Yeah, it needs to be a bright start for Belgium. 4 goals behind in this match, and they've started with a real jump in their stride, really, a real skip in their stride is the term I was trying to find. But it's Turkey on the edge of the Belgian box, and a chance for a shot on goal, falls to the ground, nothing given, and then the goalkeeper picks the ball up bravely at the feet of the attacker for Turkey. Plenty of substitutes on the field for Turkey, and that was Emre Aslan. Long throw downfield, runs out of play for a Turkish restart, and I was mentioning to Alan at the half-time interval, you know, little discussion on Turkey, these long throws. It's worked once again. Here goes Aslan from the left-hand side to the right, stops, lovely control, swing and a miss from the edge of the D, but trying to win the ball back. And now it's down the right-hand side, well shepherded out by the Belgian defence. And here goes Bertinchon. He's got Vespers with. There's only one man back for Turkey, who does extremely well. The captain does a captain's job. Uzman, he tries to clear his lines. It comes off a Belgian player, and it's going to be a goal kick. Fantastic defending there from the Turkish captain.
Turkey, for me, so far, the strongest defensive team we have seen, because the Belgian forward line, particularly Jean-Michel Bertinchon, looking very bright indeed, the Belgian number 7, but there is just no way through to him towards the opposition goal. Turkey not bad on the ball either, and look at that for a little turn coming in from Aslan. Gets down the left-hand side of the area, real opportunity, good tackle from Bertinchon. The backspin on the ball means it's not completely away yet. A bit of a difficult clearance on for Belgium. The ball eventually goes back towards the goalkeeper, Secchi. Flying in was Aslan. The referee stopped play just to make sure that Secchi is okay. Of course, we saw how he went down as if he'd been hit by... Ooh, well, did he collect that ball just outside of his goal area there? He
very
just managed
close
to get it in time. I don't think the referee saw that.
No, very close for the goalkeeper there, collecting the ball on the edge of his area. That's going to be the first team foul there for Turkey. Brave goalkeeping, we'll put that down to. And also, he was perfectly entitled to pick the ball up on the edge of his square. So we'll put that down to very good goalkeeping there for William Secchi. You can see there, lovely replay, very close to the line. But we'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that one. A fantastic replay there of that incident. Here goes Vespers down the right-hand side, looking to, again, pirouette away from the Turkish defence, failing to. And his fellow number 8 will clear the lines. Uzman, who's marshalling this defence very well indeed. It's for Koban now and Turkey. Down the right-hand side, across the broken line, inside Belgian territory, down towards the corner on the right-hand side. Tries to play it across towards Aslan, who now hears the bell inside the ball. He's going and forced out wide, back towards the broken line. Can't get a shot off on goal. The ball drifts over to the right, and it's now back inside Turkish territory. And number 9, that's Bayraktar, and also Usman will try and clear, and they do so. Down the left-hand side, picked up by Aslan inside the Belgium half. More central position now. On his right, he's got Koban, but he's going to go himself, Aslan. Slalom run down the centre, tries to get a right-footed shot. Good save by the goalkeeper's legs. It was just to the right of the goalkeeper. It goes over to the right-hand side. The ball's still in play. It's possibly going to be knocked out for a corner.
Poor communication from the Belgians there. I just have to interrupt you to repeat, sorry, that the two of them were just tussling in the corner. I don't think either of them knew or got the call that it was the same teammate. The referee had to get in the end, move the ball away, and that could have really had pie on the Belgian faces.
Yeah, when the referee is just going to stop play now. When the ball goes stationary and the bell isn't sounded, then the referee will go over and just rock the ball back and forth so the players know where it is. And yes, the shout wasn't made. Maybe it was, and maybe it wasn't listened to by the two players. Normally the goalkeeper there would call to the two players, you're wrestling with a teammate, the ball is just behind you. But they obviously didn't get the full picture. And the players just coming over to the near right-hand side as we see it. Turkey shooting from left to right, all in white. Good play by Koban, tries to switch play towards Aslan on the far side though, picked up by Kutagulu, the goal scorer, the opening goal scorer of this game. Possesses a really strong shot down by the right-hand side, back to Koban. Koban gets the goal side, goes to ground, nothing given, says the referee. Bertisham plays the ball into Turkish territory. Back is Uzum, as you would expect. And he goes towards his own byline. He's going to stop this from going out of play. He does so, and it's a goal kick for Turkey. And we know what that means, a long throw out. Long down the right-hand side, intercepted by two sliding Belgian midfielders, and they force the ball back into the Turkish half. Picked up by Uzum, and he can't stop the ball going out of play. It's going to be another restart for Turkey, leading by 4-0. The game's got a little bit scrappy at the moment. This time he just pushes the ball out to the left-hand side.
Belgium might be happy with this start to the second half. They're keeping Turkey quiet in the offensive zone. However, this is how they started the first half, and we saw how that unravelled towards the back end of that opening period of 20. So Belgium have to try and get a goal back themselves, reduce the arrears. They're not on the same level, no disrespect to these teams, but they're not on the same level as Georgia and Romania. Therefore, they should be able to really take teams like Turkey to task. They did in the first half of it, and then sort of came apart in the second part of it. So far, so good in the second half. However, Turkey have the ball, left-hand side, outside the left corner of the area, with Kerpatoglu, who opened the scoring and loses possession. Now Bertenshock, can he locate the ball? Yes, he can. Comes over halfway, but he couldn't locate it in time before Kerpatoglu came back on the scene. He has possession now, charging down the centre. It's a 2-on-2 here. Belgium coming out on top, though, through Isla, who wrestles away with Kerpatoglu over halfway. Then Vespers gets in on the act, down on the left-hand side. Meeting him is Salal Koban. A lot of needle in this game at the moment. Vespers on the floor. The referee will intercept as the ball was stationary, and we will have a drop ball instead. Whether or not this is a contested or uncontested drop ball, we are about to find out. But the referee intervening wisely there in what could have been a nasty scenario.
Yes, he's stopped the scenario getting nasty, as Jonathan said, and it's going to be, I think, a drop ball, and I think it's going to be the Turkish player Koban playing the ball back for a Belgian restart. I'm not entirely sure how happy he will be in doing that, but the sporting fair play really comes to the fore in these blind football European Championships, and we've just seen another incident of that right there. Game's back underway, and Aslan, the substitute for Turkey, inside his own half, alongside Alexander Vespes for Belgium, who trying to win the ball back. It's stuck on that right-hand kickboard for Belgium, but Aslan gets the better of Vespes, goes over halfway, across the centre, stumbles on the ball, but still tries to keep the ball in. Kutagolu now can't, and it will be a Belgian restart.
It certainly will, and scrappy, definitely the word of the half here, trying to inject a bit of quality though. The Turks now, and they make a substitution. Returning to the field of play is number 2, Recep Aydeniz, who replaces Kalal Koban. So what will that do to change things around? We'll wait and find out. William Czeki with the ball in goal for Belgium in all blue. He throws it, and it just bounces inside his own half before going over halfway. Aslan, though, comfortably picking up possession on the inside left channel. Pokes the ball towards the right. It's a well-measured ball as well for Kurpatoglu, who blazes one wide of the far upright. But a rare opening for Turkey in this second half.
Yeah, another powerful effort on goal by Kurtoglu. Belgium get the game underway. Betisham on halfway, left-hand side, comes inside, pokes the ball towards the edge of the D, and Vespes, who controls with his right foot. He's forced out wide, and the ball goes out of play. And it's going to be another restart for the goalkeeper of Turkey. Long over on throw, bounces once inside his own half, off the left-hand kickboard, finds Kurtoglu. If he cuts inside from that left-hand side, he's got to stop the ball from getting out of play first. He doesn't, and that's going to be a restart for Belgium. But hell of a right foot, and we've seen only a few seconds ago it went wide of the left-hand post, but again the goalkeeper just looked back at where it came from as if to say, wow, how hard did you hit that? Bertichon again pokes it towards Vespes, who can't win it for Belgium, and it's brought out by Iodennis. He substitutes. Now it's Kurtoglu from that left-hand side. This time he's in a more central position, just overruns the ball. Still has it central. 8 yards out. Great save by the goalkeeper, low to his left-hand side. I think the goalkeeper's slightly unhappy that he didn't hold on to the ball, but he forced it wide of the post. Another good effort by the number 4, Kurtoglu from Turkey. He managed to get inside his man Nayas, and eventually here you can see he turns using his right foot, and then his right footed shot was low to the goalkeeper's left. He did well to save the ball. He was slightly unhappy he didn't hold on to it, but he forced it wide for a corner. Good reactions there, one-handed, tips the ball away.
And the important thing there, Pete, he gets it out of the danger zone with that save as well. Kurpatoglu straight back into the danger zone. It comes. Oh, another great reaction save from the goalkeeper. This time with the effort, it was Aidenez at the far post and sprinting across his goal line to meet it was that man, William Secchi, again on your screen now in all blue. What a save.
Yeah, the ball was rolling towards Iodenez on the left-hand side of the D, and the shout from behind the goal was just take a swing at it. And as soon he got really good contact, but the goalkeeper made good ground over to his right-hand side, saved with his legs. Another corner to Turkey from the left, laying siege to the Belgium goal at the moment. Kurtoglu, who forced that first save, will take this corner again from that left, so he's going to drift in on his right foot. He just misses the ball, actually. First time Vaskin squares it to Aslan, who's now more central and back towards the broken line. Nice step over, now facing up towards the goal, and just loses possession, runs out of play for a goalkeeper restart.
They're a good team, Turkey. They don't have any flashy individuals or anything like that. They work hard as a team, they graft, and they've got their rewards tonight with that 4-goal lead. They're making a substitution now as well, going off the pitch. A good second half from Emre Aslan, who will now depart and to be replaced by, it appears to be, the number 10, Shelal Koban. No, I'm wrong. It's Hassan Sate. He's on a hat-trick, and he's hungry for more action on the field now. And he will join the man on the right-hand side, Recep Aydesen, with this corner on the near side. And the referee blows his whistle. So, Hassan Sate straight into the action. Getting a kick for his shoulders as well from Jean-Michel Bertinchamp, and the Belgians clear it down that left-hand side. Turkey will try and work things from the back. A clearance away from Uzum, cannons off his teammate Aydesen, and it goes out for a Belgium corner. Just to contextualise things as well, big contrast for these two teams in terms of tomorrow's games. Belgium take on Georgia, whereas Turkey tussle with Russia in a repeat of the 2015 final. Points big tonight for Turkey, and big goal difference as well, because they're not going to have it easy tomorrow.
Yeah, hell of a game to look forward to, that Russia versus Turkey, but they've got a tussle on their hands here. They have 4 goals to the 4, but Belgium really giving them a fight in this second half. And one of those men who's doing that is Bertinchamp, who clears his lines, finds Vespes on the right-hand side, approaching the D, just overruns it, and out of play for a restart to Turkey. And that's been a theme of things for Vespes. He's a very good player, but he's just failed to control the ball in those advanced positions in this game, and he'll be looking to improve that against the Georgians tomorrow. All sorts of problems for Georgia in this group, up against it in terms of numbers and in terms of quality as well. They've done very well to get here, but I fear that they might struggle quite dramatically in the rest of the tournament. Restart for Belgium. Long throw downfield. That bounces over the halfway line, and it's going to be a restart for Turkey on the halfway line. The ball has to bounce inside their own half once. So just an overthrow there by a matter of a foot or so. And it will be a free kick to Turkey on the halfway line. Taken by Satay, who's on a hat-trick, drifts over to the left-hand side, past the broken line, edge of the D, can't get connection on the ball, and that will roll out for a goal kick.
Ball going out there for a Turkish ball then. Be taken by Akion, who throws it down the left-hand side. Just to be safe, make sure it bounces numerous times before he's met by the feet of Hassan Satay. Cutting in from the left, he then goes back out on the wide left as well. Coming up towards the byline, just runs out of room in the end, and it goes out for a Belgian ball. Roll down the left-hand side. Vespers getting on the end of it. It's a tight affair this in the second period, but Turkey with that 4-goal buffer, needn't worry. It's Belgium that need to do a lot more of the attacking work and progress further and further into this game. Much, much easier said than done, though, that has to be said. Clearance from Turkey nearly sets them on the counter charge. Good interception from Isla on the left-hand side. He clears his lines, the number 2, and it'll go all the way behind the byline and out for Akion's ball. For Turkey, throws it down the centre, it takes a deflection off of Isla and will be a Turkey ball on the right hand side from the corner. Going across to take that one is Kerpatoglu, and joining him will be his captain Ibrahim Uzum. So a set piece situation for Turkey here. Once again, Vilian Sechi in the Belgium goal, just making sure his defenders are in a good position to block any balls that are darted across the face of goal, but I suspect this will be another short kick. Indeed it is, and Uzum will now try and make progress into the area. He goes in towards the edge of the box, he swipes at it low with the left foot, and he collided in the process with Vespers, but more importantly goes out for a Belgian ball.
Yeah, brave defending there by Vespers. I think he knew that a swing was going to be coming his way. He goes to ground there in the opposition third, very slow getting to his feet. I think he's still feeling the after effects. The Turkish bench actually saying to the referee, look, there's a player down for Belgium. Referee stops proceedings. So I think this injury really to Vespers is from an earlier incident where the two number 8s collided on the edge of the D. It was going to be a shot by Uzum, and like I said, Vespers, he got ready really. He knew the ball was going to come his way, the kick as well was going to come his way, and he's taken one for the team.
Don't forget as well with Vespers, I said it during a timeout in the first half, he was getting strapping. I ministered to his right knee. There is a black cover on his right knee at the moment, and I think that might be the end of his game. Also going off for Turkey at the moment is Karahan Kervatoglu, got the first goal for Turkey tonight, and he is replaced by another man who's got on the score sheet, number 7, Emrah Okul. And here comes the big man for Belgium. Number 9, Kevin van der Spoort, replaces Alexander Vespers. There he is on the screen now, and he is the only player in the main shot there on the screen. And I think no one really wanting to get near him as far as Turkey are concerned, because he definitely is a physical presence. Ball goes out for a Belgian ball. One thing that struck me about Kevin van der Spoort in the first half, Pete, is the way that he doesn't know, he can't see what's around him, but the way he feels out with his hands to be able to know what is around him is very good indeed. He has a good awareness and he's able to hold off defenders.
Yeah, his top player, Bertichon, comes over halfway for Belgium. Van der Spoort is in the centre. If Bertichon can find him, he's by the right-hand kickboard, out-muscled by the Turkish defence once again. Satay's back doing his defensive duty, and he's brought down in an unceremonious style by Bertichon. And it's going to be a free kick to Turkey just outside of their own third on the left-hand side. It's going to be another team foul as well for Belgium. I think it might be actually their first of the half. So foul, second personal foul as well. And yes, the first of this second half for Belgium. But Satay doing his defensive duty. But Van der Spoort is a very good player. And again, he just leads the line very well. I'm surprised he hasn't started actually. He's a big physical presence, but also a fabulous footballer, and he's got a hell of a shot on him. It's with Turkey on the right, and Okel in the final third tries to square the ball over towards Satay, who has to run back and try and pick the ball up. Across comes Christophe Elder. Christophe Elder does well, but Satay, 2 goals to his name. He's looking for a hat-trick. Lovely close control on that left-hand side, beats one man into the final third, Can't get a shot off on goal, but it might inadvertently go towards Okel. Keeps it from going down to play on the right-hand side. Runs out for a goal kick to Belgium.
It does. The second half, it's petered out a little bit. Of course, we had the 2 super saves from William Secchi midway through this period. But Belgium haven't really offered much in front of goal. Turkey are content with their 4-0 scoreline. And at the moment, Turkey are more or less waiting for Belgium to do something to ignite Turkey back into some sort of attack. They've conceded the ball here, Belgium in a dangerous area. Okel worms his way towards the goal area, shot comes in. I thought it came off him last via the goalkeeper, but indeed it does ricochet off Secchi last. The shot stopper for Belgium, and it will be a Turkey corner, right-hand side. Standing over the ball is Emre Okel, who won that corner, and also there is Recep Aydınez. And currently smiling towards the camera there is a Belgian currently warming up, hoping to get back onto the field of play and keeping warm, because things are getting chilly in Berlin now the sun has gone. Turkey hoping that their goal-scoring instinct hasn't gone either. Okel working his way from right into the centre. A heavy collision with Kevin van der Spoort, the man mountain himself, bringing down Emre Okel there, and a good set-piece situation just right of centre, just inside the attacking zone as well for Turkey.
Yeah, Voy not called there by van der Spoort. Big individual, but he's got to let the opposition know where he is. So Voy not called. And it's the second team foul for Belgium. And it will be a free kick in a very dangerous position, as Jonathan said.
So this one looks as if it's going to be taken. Emre Okel stood over the ball, hands on hips, in the bright yellow boots. Also in the bright yellow boots as well is Ibrahim Uzum. So some very tasty choices for Turkey as to who will take this one. A 4-man wall for Belgium, trying to protect William Secchi's net, or at least one half of it. And the guard behind the goal with using his wedding ring there to tap onto the post and make the noise so that the Turkish attackers are aware of exactly where the goal frame is.
I hope his wife's not in the crowd. So free kick to Turkey, 10 yards from goal. Could be a shot by the captain into the back of the net. Left-footed drive past the keeper, beating for pace. It's the first goal of the night for the captain. Uzum goes over to celebrate with his teammates on the bench. It's first. It's the first of the second half, but it's Turkey's fourth. Turkey leading by 5 now. 5 goals to 0. So 5 goals for Turkey against Belgium. And I mentioned in the pre-match discussion with Alan March that I thought Belgium would put up a really good fight and at least get a goal, but Turkey have been very, very impressive in their first game of their defence of the European title they won 2 years ago.
Well, it's a good job you don't work in that sort of industry, Pete, where you do have to predict outcomes, because it would have meant that Belgium would be coming out on top in this game. They certainly have had sucker punches thrown in their direction by the Turks, and the mesmerising footwork of Hassan Satay there, worming his way towards the edge of the area. He's foiled and thwarted in the end by the Belgian defence. Kevin van der Spoort tries to bring it over halfway. I think he thought that he had an option with him as well, so he let the ball go loose on this left-hand side, but instead Turkey can clear down the heart of the field. It goes all the way out though, and Belgium have the ball back. William Secchi will get things underway.
Yeah, really good play by Satay on that left-hand side, full of skill. But the one piece that really stands out is his close control. Very rarely does he let the ball get out of his control. And he's got a hell of a shot as well. Belgium have called a timeout, and I think they need 1 or 2 more to try and get through the rest of this second half without conceding another goal. Very impressive from Turkey. They are one of the favourites for this title. They're in a tough group though, and alongside Spain and also Russia. Those 3 really, I think, will be fighting for the top 2 positions, and then you'll advance through to the semi-finals. I think it's going to be between those 3. Same can be said actually in Group A. The likes of Germany, England, and I think you can throw France into that mix as well to try and get through to the semi-finals. So we have some really intriguing matches later on this week. Again, 4 matches tomorrow and for the foreseeable future, so make sure you join us whenever you can on this live stream, wherever you are in the world. This is the IBSA Blind Football European Championships live from Berlin. Happy to say it's cloudless skies. Had an absolute torrential downpour, thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening yesterday. We had to call the game off halfway through Germany versus Italy, and we're back first thing this morning to finish that game. We've had plenty of goals since. England scoring 6 against the team of Romania, 8 for Spain against Georgia, and now it's 5 for Turkey against Belgium. 8 minutes remaining in this second half. So 8 minutes to go. And 8 minutes for Belgium to try and keep Turkey down to 5, but maybe get a goal themselves, which could ultimately be very fruitful in terms of the lead. Going to ground is the Turkish captain, and that's Uzun, but they clear and now launch another attack through Okel. Just forgets where the ball is, goes back to the halfway line, gets it under control, and in the centre circle plays it out to the left, and Satay, he's got 2 men on him straight away on the broken line. Lovely drag back, goes down the left, now towards the centre edge of the D, out-muscled by the defence, and it goes out for a corner, and Satay goes instantly over to that corner. He wasn't in the starting lineup, which surprised many people, including myself and Jonathan, but he's really showed his worth coming off the bench, scoring 2 goals in this game so far, and I wouldn't be surprised if hat-trick beckons.
Yeah, I think he was on the substitutes bench purely because Russia game is coming up tomorrow and they're trying to save the players. Here he comes again. He missed the ball that time around. But I think the eagerness of these Turkish players doesn't matter if they've got Russia tomorrow. They want to play this game tonight and get it won. Here at the other end, Van der Sport bursting in towards the edge of the area. He was about to unleash that one there with the right foot. I think he almost took a leg off one of the Turkish players as it ultimately went out of play for a Belgium corner, but you would not want to be on the receiving end of a Kevin van der Sport kick. Instead, it's a goalie's ball, actually, thrown all the way down the other end of the field. Really chance for Opal. He just bounced away from him as he went to strike it. May get another opportunity here, and he just slashed it wide. He is the man. The game had a bit of a lull, a period in the second period, but as soon as Satay's come on, the injection of pace has come alive again.
Van der Sport on halfway for Belgium, tries to flip it to the far side, the right-hand side, but he gets intercepted by Turkey, who launch another attack now down the left-hand side. Satay, who Jonathan was just mentioning there, bringing this second half into life. And once again, Turkey taking advantage of the situation with those long throws. Satay up to the edge of the D, just runs into a Belgium wall. And it's number 2, Elder, one of the younger members of the Belgium national side, bringing it out to defence, up to the halfway line. He's inside the centre circle. Good control by the diminutive number 2. Slight of frame and height. Chips the ball forward to try and find Van der Boort. Controls well on his chest inadvertently. And by the right-hand touchboard, inside the Turkish half. Back to the halfway line, under pressure by Aldeniz. Ball's momentarily stopped. Van der Boort gets the ball back under control. He's kept it by that kickboard. He's going to have to move away from that position, or else the referee can cause the foul, because he's not tried to move the ball away from the side. He just pushes his opponent over, but well played to him, because he goes over and helps him to his feet. And he also gets a nice round of applause there from the Turkish bench, because he showed a lot of sporting play by helping the player to his feet. He's going to be giving away, obviously, a foul. It's the second foul for that player, and overall for his side, that is the 3rd team foul for Belgium.
Yeah, a couple of shots on the cameras where you've got little flies buzzing around in the Berlin sky at the moment, troubling not only the cameraman but us in the commentary position as well. It's certainly not deterring the Turkish forwards, though. Coming forward, Hasan Satay dribbling his way towards the centre of the edge of the area, and a yellow card is administered in the direction of Sayed Salek, and that should be another team foul as well. We'll wait for the confirmation of that, but Salek there hacking down the legs of the number 7, and it will indeed be a 4th team foul for Belgium in this game. Another set piece opportunity for Turkey. They lashed home the last one. What can they do with this? Once again, captain Ibrahim Uzum is in prime position to take this. Just behind him is Emrah Okul as well, who I suspect will be making the slight nudge forward for Uzum to then shoot. Meanwhile, there will be a substitution for Belgium. Jean-Michel Bertingchamp is replaced by Alexandre Delray. The number 5 just being assisted by the official onto your screen now, and into the 4-man Belgian wall. So the goalkeeper, William Secchi, has to confirm that he is set for this free kick to be taken. He's going to give the referee a thumbs up now, and then next we have the ever enthusiastic, quite a character, the trainee for Turkey behind the goal, again using the wedding ring to chip away at the woodwork.
Now, the previous goal for Turkey, the 5th, was scored by the captain, Uzman, who is behind this. Uzum, 1 foot on the ball. He's going to leave it for Opo, who shot his scuff, but the goalkeeper did very well, because he dived one way, the ball went to his right. He dived to his left and managed to stick out a right boot and clear the ball for Belgium. And they've won themselves a corner.
They certainly have. It came off last. Ibrahim Uzum, who ran back towards the other end, accidentally prodded a toe onto the ball, and it went behind for a Belgium corner. Kevin van der Spoort goes across to take it. Also assisting him will be Syed Salek as well in that far corner. No one else up for Belgium, so van der Spoort is going to try and charge his way into the area. Nice footwork as well from the big man, shot in towards the near post. It goes well wide in the end of Resat Akion's net, who the Turkish keeper immediately bowling the ball down the heart of the Belgian midfield. They pick it up under no pressure at all. Syed Salek having it on the right-hand side. Alongside him now is Recep Aydınez. 5 minutes remaining. Can either of these sides get a goal to cap off what has been a very engaging contest? Yes, it looks like a thrashing on the face of it, Turkey winning 5-0, but the Belgians have put up a good fight, and I think there's a bit of room there for improvement, of course, but a bit of hope as well. And they almost conceded another one. Hasan Satay, who has been not only man of the match for me, Pete, man of the day.
Satay with a really impressive performance. Good throw out downfield, try and find Van der Spoort using the Turkish tactic there are the Belgians, and why not indeed? It's worked for Turkey so far. Here is Jonathan's man Satay on the left-hand side. Comes inside, he's looking for a hat-trick, remember. Just loses possession, that's probably for the first time today. Van der Spoort on the halfway line, loses out to Satay once again. Goes over to his favourite left-hand side where he then can cut in. Here he goes, past the broken line, edge of the D, shot! Well parried by the goalkeeper, straight down his throat, but it's still with Okul on the right. Satay's over to the left-hand side, Okul by the left-hand keeper, also the right-hand side. Now he drifts inside, past the halfway line, past the broken line, past 2 men, right left-hand side of the D. Can't get a shot off on goal. 2 Belgian players are in his way, and they fail to clear. Satay wins it back for Turkey by the corner on that far side. Now it's cleared down the right-hand kickboard for Belgium. Won back by the white shirts of Turkey. Up past the broken line again with Satay. Bulldozes his way into the D, runs forward into the goalkeeper's hands. A bit of a clash of heads there inadvertently by 2 players, but they both seem none the worse for that. Turkey just clear their lines again downfield. The ball's rolling towards the edge of the D. No one's picking it up so far. Okul now has the ball under control by the corner flag and just eased out of play for a restart by the goalkeeper. Looks like there's going to be either a substitution or a bit of a timeout here, because a player is down for Turkey, and it looks like it is number 11, Satay. 3.5 minutes to go in this second half. So 3.5 minutes for Belgium to get on the score sheets, or maybe Turkey to extend their lead. And I think there's going to be a substitution for Turkey. In fact, the player's just coming over to the near side, and it looks like he's going to be taken off the field. So Satay goes off, so maybe not the hat-trick for the number 11 as maybe he deserves, and I think Jonathan he maybe should get. So he goes off. I think they don't want to take any risks, obviously, and coming onto the field of play will be not just any old substitute, it's Cecil Koban, who started up front for Turkey in this game.
Of course, Turkey have a massive game tomorrow against Russia. A rerun of the 2015 European Championship final, and they can certainly take no chances with players when suspected injuries of the likes of Hasan Satay occur. They just have to take them off. Take every precaution possible. They've got this game home and dry. They could get another one here as well. Shot coming in, a big collision as well, and it's a free kick in favour of Turkey, I think, which is a surprise because, well, it's a penalty. Coming into the area there, on the left was Emre Okul. He swung towards the ball was going away. He ended up colliding with Christopher Eiler, and yeah, absolutely. So number 3 comes onto the scene. Syed Salek there trips up Emre Okul before he strikes it. It's a 15 foul for Belgium. It's a penalty for Turkey, and they can really seal the deal here with a super 6th goal. Taking it will be Recep Aydeniz, the number 2 in those bright green boots, and he looks as if he may take a short step away. Of course, we've already had 1 penalty in this game missed from Turkey. Can they be second time lucky here? Indeed it is the number 2 to take. The rest of the players all ready to get any potential rebounds. William Sechi, he's saved one already. He's going to be kept busy with this one as well. 3 minutes remaining in this game. And Recep Aydeniz with an opportunity to make it 6-0. One-step run-up, shot with the right foot. It arrows into the bottom left corner of William Sechi's net. Nothing he could do to stop that. Some real power behind it from Recep Aydeniz. And he completes a very good night for Turkey. 6-0.
Yeah, really good finish. You can see here on the replay into the bottom corner. Goalkeeper slightly moved to his right. Realised then as soon as the kick was just about to be taken, it's going to go to his left-hand side. And he had no chance with that. And big smile on his face as if to say, I've got no chance with that. It's going into the bottom right-hand corner. I've gone one way. And the substitution's going to be made. Double substitution. On comes number 8, Alexander Vespes. And also making an appearance is number 6, Dorian Cornelis. So she'll make her way onto the field of play and gets a big round of applause from the crowd here in Berlin. And also a big round of applause given to her by the Turkish bench. And you can hear the cheers. And she makes her way onto the field of play in a major European international competition. And she gives a wave to the crowd as well. Great scenes here in Berlin. It's going to be the silver lining really for Belgium there, losing by 6-0, but the biggest cheer of the night is for the substitute, number 6, Dorian Cornelis, making her debut in an international major competition for Belgium. Couple of minutes to go. Van der Voort goes over to the right-hand side from this kickoff. Lovely drag back to the halfway line. Stumbles on the ball and gets it back under control. Plays it back to Vespes. Vespes from the right-hand side. Good again, close control. Just overruns the ball somewhat. And he's still inside his own half. Out-muscled by number 10, Koban. And Koban for Turkey inside the final third. Right-hand side. Stops towards the centre. Still with the ball, Koban, but Vespes does well. Brings it out for Belgium and also gets a free kick as well. Helped to his feet by Cecil Koban. And Vespes will then take this free kick. It's going to be inside his own half, just on the edge of the centre circle. Referee goes over to the far side and signifies it is a foul and a free kick for Belgium. There's only 1 team foul so far for Turkey, and we can now make that 2. So 2 for Turkey, 5 for Belgium. So any more fouls committed by a Belgian player that are team fouls, it will be a 8-metre penalty kick. Flick forward by Vespes, doesn't find anyone in particular, and goes straight through for a goalkeeper restart. Once again, long throw downfield, trying to find a Turkish player, does so on that far side. Good close control by Okel, always got a goal to his name, brought down on the edge of the D, and he's going to get a free kick on the edge of the D. That might be moved to the 8-metre penalty spot. Referee comes to the near side. Is it going to be a team foul? Yes, it is. So it is the 6th team foul for Belgium, which means an 8-metre penalty shot for Turkey. So can Turkey make it 7? Looks like it's going to be number 2. Recep Deniz, who took the 6-metre penalty kick only a minute ago. Now he's going to try his luck from 8 metres out. So the 6th goal was low to the goalkeeper's left-hand side. Two posts being tapped by the coach behind the goal. And there goes that right-hand post where the first penalty went just inside. Let's find out whether he employs the same tactics. One step back, and yes, low into that bottom right-hand corner. Exactly the same as the 6th, but it's the 7th this time for Turkey, this time from the 8-metre penalty spot. It's a rout here in Berlin. Turkey 7, Belgium 0, and the European Championships have really been set alight by the defending champions Turkey. Belgium, well, they've put up a bit of a fight in this game. They've had a few chances early on in the first half, but once the Turkish ball got rolling, it hasn't stopped.
Well, once you've got a method that works, don't bother changing it. That is exactly the mentality of Recep Aydeniz there with his 2nd goal of the game. And a 7th for Turkey. They make a substitution as well. Going off is number 7, Emre Okul, and replacing him is number 5, Emre Aslan, and we got a view of him earlier on in this half. I was very much impressed.
Yeah, really good control, full of energy as well. Really gets from one side of the pitch to the other in record time. Really good, a graceful player, I'd say, Aslan. And it's a surprise he hasn't been in the team. Just shows you, actually, the quality in the first team for Turkey, that he has to come off the bench. Aslan has the ball inside his own half, back to the broken line. Oh, lovely control there by Aslan. Goes beyond Van der Voort, who I thought brought him down there. But the referee waves play on. And Aslan slowly gets to his feet inside the centre circle. Turkey, though, with the ball. Crossfield over to the right-hand side. Finds Koban. Koban inside. Does exactly the same. Back over to the left. And Aslan. Aslan takes a shot. Well shepherded by the substitute, Cornelius. She got in the way of Aslan. And now the goalkeeper can throw downfield. Too much on that, and it goes out for a Turkish restart.
Not long to go in this one then. 7-0 to Turkey. I think that's been a bit flattering for Turkey, but they have been good. Belgium haven't been that bad though. But Arslan, can he get another one? Low shot in towards Willem Secchi's right-hand post, and it goes out for a Belgium ball. So the man all in blue, Willem Secchi, bowled it out towards the right-hand side. There is no option there at all. A very surprising ball indeed from the Belgium goalkeeper. I don't know if Belgium are just resigned to losing this game, but that was a very poor ball forward, and they may concede another one here. And the only person that stopped Belgium conceding an 8 there was a Turkish forward. Aslan tried to turn and shoot, and blocking him was his teammate Celal Koban. Otherwise, that would have been 8-0 to Turkey there. On the ball now is Van der Voort, back to goal inside his own half. He's being forced back as well by Koban. Van der Voort, back it goes towards Vespers. And with 60 seconds left, Turkey can just keep possession here at the back and make their way forward with the ball, with their captain Uzum. Now it goes towards the left-hand side, and Alexander Vespers, who now has possession, just plonks it into the opponent's half. He's asking a lot of Kevin van der Voort there, the big number 9 of Belgium, to get on the end of that. And Turkey boot the ball down to the other end of the field. Vespers gets it back, decides to run with it this time, over halfway. It's a good start, and then he runs into his teammate Kevin van der Voort. He'll certainly have felt that one. Aslan now has possession on the left-hand side, over halfway. He's got 4 Belgians in front of him. He runs past the first 2. He's trying to get past another 2 as well, Aslan. Down the right-hand side he goes. He won't get a chance to shoot or pass because the full-time whistle has blown. A comprehensive display from Turkey then. They win this one by 7-0 against Belgium, who have to really regroup, pick themselves up and get ready for tomorrow's task when they face Georgia. They'll definitely be fancying their chances in that one. Turkey, meanwhile, have to quickly prepare themselves for tomorrow's action. They'll be back here on this pitch once again to face Russia in a rerun of the 2015, should I say, European Championships final. The one bright spot tonight, though, very much for Belgium, the debut of number 6, Dorian Cornelis, the first ever woman to play in an international blind football tournament, and she's coming up towards the officials now to shake hands with them. And what a big moment that has been. A smile on her face, being congratulated by the Turkish players, the Turkish coach, the crowd absolutely loving it when she came on to the field of play. And she may not have been on for long, but she will definitely be in contention for a starting jersey tomorrow against Georgia. So she is certainly the defining point of tonight's action in what concludes a very good day here on day 2 of the IBSA Blind Football European Championships 2017. The reigning champions Turkey managed to take this one on the final game and win it by 7 goals to 0.
Thank you very much, Jonathan Bell, and alongside him for the majority of that game, 99.9%, Peter Selby, who's now joined me in the studio. As you can see, the sun has gone down well and truly on day number 2, and day 2 has brought us goals, a 7-0, a 6-0 and an 8-0. This one sandwiched in the middle of those two, 7-0 to Turkey. Deserved. We thought that Belgium might put up a bit of a surprise package here in these championships. They've still got a way to go to match a team of the likes of Turkey.
Yes, I don't think it was the lack of points on Belgium. I think it was just an exceptional display by Turkey. The counter-attack, the goalkeeper I mentioned before the game, long throw out to Turkey. They like to have 2 men up front at all times to receive the ball, and Sase, when it came on, stood right by the goalkeeper, receives the ball from the long throw out, and that's where they got a couple of the really important goals, the second and the third, which really killed the game off.
It was comfortable in the first half, but let's take a look now at the goals that came in the second half, shall we? This one fired in from a free kick opportunity.
Yeah, the captain there, Uzum, going over to his teammates after firing the ball in with his left foot. The one thing that really stands out for the Turkish side is that every single player can strike the ball so well. Many of them can take set pieces. Normally you get 1 or 2 players who are exceptional, but with Turkey it can be any of the players. It took a wicked deflection there off a Belgian player away from the goalkeeper who I think had that covered, but again, really good connection. It shows you the quality of every single player on this Turkish side.
Wasn't the only goal of the second half from the spot.
Yeah, the first of 2 here for Aydınez. The first one from the penalty spot, and the second one here you can see 2 metres further out. The first from the 6 metre, this is from the 8 metre spot, exactly the same position, in past the goalkeeper on the goalkeeper's left hand side.
Yeah, interesting, a few of the spot kicks, we've had the trajectory that way. This guy likes them nice and low, and he's used that to his advantage in the bottom left hand corner. Plenty of action to come tomorrow, of course, here at the IBSA Blind Football European Championships. First up tomorrow, Italy versus Romania at 11 o'clock. It's 9:15 here. There are some very, very happy Turkish footballers down on the field. Some great scenes here on day number 2 of these Blind Football European Championships. From all of us here, we'll see you again tomorrow.